There we are. Well, let's do it this way. There, I like that one better. Hey, it is 7 o'clock in the evening on the East Coast. Dave Globin, Boogie with the Bull, Uncensored for Thursday night, March 13th, 2025. I want to say everybody who watched on Tuesday had a great time. The American Rebellion, uh, Jerry and Chuck and Nikki, and I don't know who else was on because I can't remember that far back, but they did a great show, and I appreciate them all coming together at the last moment because I had thought I had given everybody notice that I wasn't going to be here, but I must have forgotten and screwed that up. Anyway, Chuck says you can call him Mr. Ed from now on. And William Grant is here watching, and hopefully a cast of thousands that watches on a regular basis. My mic is not working. Oh, God. Yeah, hang on just a moment. I'm going to have to play with something really quick again. No, not that one. I'm going to have to hang on just a second. Go in here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Now, is it working now? Chuck? Oh, Chuck. No, wait a minute. Oh, you're right. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I had you on mute. Okay.
Thank you. Now, okay, gotcha.
Okay. Right. Now, see, we're a bunch of very professionals here. We have a whole lot of fun here. And
well, we tried to, anyways. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. I didn't know how else I could get your. I didn't know how else I could get your attention. So
Chuck's mic muted. I should just leave people's mics on.
No.
Usually, once people hear the music, they know. That's the beginning, and when the music comes off, we start, and we just go. But for some strange reason, I got into the habit of muting myself, and then I decided to mute everybody else. And
that's all right.
Honestly, I don't think there's really any need to do it coming in. But you were telling us that Wisconsin to Pennsylvania called you, but you said it was going to be you'd end up deadheading it back.
No, the broker's from Rockford, and he had a load going from Wisconsin all the way out to Pennsylvania.
Okay.
That would have taken us over 3 days to get out there, permitted route, because I know other people that have done that. And then I got to drive all the way back empty. So I said, no, not available. So.
No. Now, can you take it so far and then are there other escorts that you know that will pick up at a certain point where you might not have to drive that whole route?
Well, if I tell that person that got me the load, I'll take it to the Iowa or the Illinois-Indiana line, and then you'll need to find somebody else take it the rest of the way.
Yeah.
And he either says, okay, yeah, I've got somebody else in that area. They'll take it the rest of the way. Or,
okay.
At least I'm giving him an opportunity to find somebody else.
Yeah.
But he already knew that, he knows that I don't like to go long distance. So,
yeah. Old Red doesn't like to go more than, doesn't like to go
400 miles.
More than 400 miles. Yeah.
Nope. I just, like I said, for the hours that I spend in the car, I got to figure out, am I making money or am I wasting my time? Because the longer I'm in that car, and the longer I got a deadhead back, I'm not making any money.
So you heard that, ladies. If Chuck has to drive to you because he's the best escort on Facebook, you have to make it worth his while.
I am definitely not the best. I'm the best that I can be, but I'm not the best out there.
Okay.
I'm being realistic, No, that's the nice thing about being retired. I can pick and choose what I want to do. Yeah. And I have done loads where I've lost my ass. I mean, I came out negative on it, but that's how you learn.
Yeah, you don't want to do that too often. You don't want to do that too often.
No. Nope.
I did notice here in the Jacksonville area, at one gas station, prices are down to $2.87 a gallon,
We're
and the
we're
other that station $2.19
yeah, we're
a gallon.
$2.69 a gallon here in town here. Yeah, and $2.79 just north of town here.
Yeah, so if anybody is watching outside of Florida or Wisconsin, you are free to let us know what you're paying where you are. As I keep saying, it was $2.93 a gallon when we moved here under President Trump 3 years ago. And it went up from there, down from there. Now I think it's just under 287 at BJ's. So if the one station is 287, BJ's might be down to 2.5, which would be very nice. 250 a gallon. We'll go check it. We'll go check it the next time we are out. How's your weather where you are?
We have currently 61 degrees.
61
we
degrees.
Have a big ass storm brewing out west there, and it's supposed to come and hit the Midwest. Central Illinois is going to get hammered, and southeast Iowa, Missouri, like St. Louis, they're in the tornado threat big time down there, and we're going to get some good. They're saying up here we get 65 mile an hour wind gusts up here, and then it's a bunch of straight line winds, but I don't know. We're on the northern edge of this thing, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I think Robin Brunson, she's in the bullseye area out there in Iowa.
Yeah. All right. Well, we see William Grant is watching, and you're watching, and I'm watching. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. Anybody else tell us their weather? It was 59 degrees this morning. Not quite cold. It felt a little brisk. Leaving this morning, it's 73 degrees right now. And
there's Tina. Hi, Tina.
Tina Scott is here. Always a pleasure to have you watching.
Yeah. Good to see
Tina. You. And we are live, as I said, on the Dave Golovin page over here on Facebook. And we are live on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. I almost put up a dare on Facebook promoting it earlier today to see if anybody would actually go over to the YouTube channel and watch it. I think we have 32 subscribers there, so we're a long time away from getting pennies from YouTube. And we originally didn't start it to get pennies from YouTube because I wanted someplace that I could get it saved up as a library so that I could share it without having to share it from Facebook. But if you're on YouTube, go over to the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. You can watch a whole bunch of old boogies, and you can usually watch the most recent ones there too. And if you are watching the most recent ones while we're live, you can be over there as well. So we talked USAID burning everything because the sky is falling over there. And I have read, I guess they're moving close $5,000 Doge dividend checks for everybody, although I'm hearing it's everybody with a taxable income $40,000 or above, because $40,000 and below they believe does not pay enough taxes, let alone any taxes. And I'm against it, and I'm going to fire off letters to our elected representatives from Florida, as well as the governor's office in the next couple days, that Doge is finding money that's been abused for decades. So if you worked for 40 years like I did, or 30 years like Chuck might have, just because we are living on retirement doesn't mean we weren't taxpayers at one time. And we don't really even know how long this money in the government was being stolen and abused for whatever they wanted to abuse it on anyway. So, that might be something you want to think about. I'm doing great, Tina. How are you doing? Well, Tina says I'm doing good. Chuck.
Yep.
Larry Burns is here, which means that we are truly international tonight because Larry Burns is up in Canada. Larry, I will send you a link if you want to come on. It's up to you. Waiting to see if Jerry Michael shows up, if Dickie Young shows up. Jen Woodruff wasn't sure she was going to be able to make it tonight. And just here having a little bit of fun, politics or whatever comes out of our mouths. That's what we do Tuesdays and Thursdays. Robin Brunson, it's a pleasure to see you here. If you are a coffee drinker on Facebook and you like good coffee, contact Robin Brunson. And if you meet the criteria, she might send you a sample to Fat Cup Coffee Company's coffee. And it will be so good that you will want to buy it from her or buy it from them. She is a well-established customer of theirs, and it's very good coffee. Also, Cynthia Wilder is with us. Cynthia is one of the newest admins in my group, We Need Patriots, here on Facebook. And if you're a patriot, we need you. So go join the group. And you'll see that Cynthia is an admin in that group, helping us and doing a great job. She's also active in a bunch of other groups that she'll tell you about. But I'm letting my brain wander and pop in and say whatever.
Hi, Cynthia. Didn't see you pop in there.
Whatever needs to be said. Anybody in the live chat that has a topic for us to kick around and discuss tonight, please feel free to share it, and we'll do that. And if you have a camera and a mic, you're more than welcome to come join us. Like I said, Larry Burns, you're welcome to come and join us if you have a camera and a mic. I know you have a camera and a mic. If you want to join us, you're more than welcome to join us as well. Kind of just a thrown together broadcast for tonight. I read a couple of things. Nothing seemed too fantastically important to bring up. I figured I'd let it just be a open discussion broadcast. We talk about whatever we wanted to talk about, and then somewhere between 8:30 and 9 o'clock, we would call it quits for tonight. And it is what it is. It is what it is. What else, Chuck? We gotta kill another hour and 15 minutes.
Oh, hell, we can do that easily, Dave. You know, all the bullshit between you and me, all the bullshit that we could spill out. we got it covered, Dave.
I'm sure we do.
I'm gonna try my headsets again here. I don't know, but I'm gonna give it a try again. I mean, I paid like $45 for them. I might as well use them, right?
Robin says let me put this up so that let me put some light behind it so I can read it. Robin says she was wondering if you were going to dye a show tonight. No. Oh, do a show tonight. Yeah, no, I was going to do it tonight. I'll just say that my head wasn't in the greatest place on Tuesday, and I needed some time, and today I was looking forward to it. I did spend a lot of time reading. I spent a lot of time talking and thinking, and just whatever comes up tonight is what we do. And I hope it's not just me saying into my mic. I hope something comes up for us to discuss. People tell us news.
That's right.
Tell us news that is exciting and happening wherever you are, please. As I said at the beginning, gas prices here in Jacksonville, Florida seem to look like they're on the decline. So I'm curious as to whether or not gas prices are going down in other places. At least we can hear everyone tonight without you being muted. Yes, except for Chuck at the beginning. I used to never mute anybody and then just tell everybody that was coming on with me, start talking after
Yeah.
the music stops. And most people usually did that. Then I started muting people or muting myself and would
And then you forget.
forget to do that.
Yep.
And we're all adults here. If you say something that you don't want Facebook Nation or YouTube world to hear, then it's on it when your mic is on. I'm kind of an open book. There isn't much that I don't think Facebook and YouTube haven't heard me say or haven't heard about me in the 6 years.
Right. But Dave, you got to
I
remember this is Boogie with the Bill Uncensored. So
that's right.
Yeah. Yep.
Uncensored, because we don't block it.
Yeah.
We allow everybody to say whatever it is, however you want to say it. And that's how this stuff on social media should be. You should be allowed to come on regardless of the network the broadcast is on and say whatever you want and mean it and not have to sugarcoat it so that you can get it on. Matter of fact, before the broadcast, I was working on a post. I forget the top. Oh, yeah. I was working on a post where it appears that Senate Minority Leader, Democrat Chuck Schumer, is urging his Democrat colleagues in the Senate not to pass the budget. And because I guess he wants to force a government shutdown, and in forcing a government shutdown, he thinks Donald Trump would get the blame because he's president. But the funny thing is that I watched a lot of conservative broadcasts today that are all pointing out to Schumer's attention the budget that President Trump wants the Senate to approve is what came from the House, and it's the same budget that Schumer and the Senate passed 12 months ago when he was the Democrat majority leader.
Yeah, Trump setting the trap. So Trump set a trap.
Right. And it looks like that was the name of the last YouTube video I watched on it. And so if Democrats, if you think we go into a government shutdown, it's because of you.
Yep.
And if you don't believe it's because of you, well, then tell me why your party's approval rate is like 21% and our president's approval rate is like 53%, which is very good. Whether you're a Democrat or a Republican president, it doesn't matter. You have 53% approval rating right now.
Yeah,
you're doing something right.
Yep.
Brooklyn Pagano is watching. Good evening to you, Brooklyn. I'm glad that you are here. Share the broadcast around if you get an opportunity. And Cynthia says it's like playing a game of chess. Who will have the best move? Well, it certainly won't be Chuck Schumer. I personally think that if the Democrats don't support this, meaning that the House doesn't have 60 votes to pass it, the Senate doesn't have 60 votes to pass it, and we have to rely on some Democrat support to pass it. If we don't get any of that and it doesn't pass, then Democrats need to understand it's the same budget you approved a year ago. And the Republican president is throwing the olive branch at you and saying, hey, let's at least keep the government going. And you may not want to do it. Most government workers go on a freeze. They don't get paid during this. I believe the military still does, although some say the military doesn't. But if the military doesn't, then as soon as it's passed, it sucks. But if you don't get paid, supposedly you get it all back. It goes retro to when the budget is signed and put in. But really, the chess moves, the checker moves, the games that both parties are playing with each other right now is no. And Chuck Schumer's stupid. He thinks that he'll force a government shutdown and then get a month, give us 1 month, a 1 month extension, so that he can try to force down whatever it is that he wants. I think he just wants to force it into a government shutdown that looks like President Trump did the shutdown,
Right.
and then come back to the table and say for a month and say, well, blah 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 blah, and it'll pass. It'll eventually be proven that he passed exactly what he passed as Senate Majority Leader 12 months ago. But I just think the whole thing is kind of stupid. The military will get paid, or it goes retroactive as they get it as back pay in a lump sum.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's true. It doesn't help people at the doesn't help people. You're raising a family, you're doing a job. Depending on your salary. So it may make it very hard for some people to survive through the shutdown. And I would imagine, though, that if there was a government shutdown, Doge would go ballistic on shutting down as much as needs to be shut down in a bold move that might just bring us back lean, clean, and mean when we would come out of it. And I don't think Democrats want to see that happen. Again, I don't understand. We talked about this at the beginning, but I don't understand why anybody at USAID that is still there, that hasn't lost their job,
Right. Yep.
is taking part in this burn it all, shred it all, burn it all. You won't be able to prove what you did while you were there.
Yeah.
When you take the government to court for you losing your job.
The only reason they're doing that, Dave, is because they've got something to hide, and that's the only reason they're doing it. And to me, you're getting paid by the federal government, which is us taxpayers. And if you're destroying federal property, that's a felony. Throw their asses in jail or to Gitmo. I don't care. Throw them to Gitmo.
Yeah.
Rope is still on sale at Walmart. So there's a question here earlier. Hi, Michael Anthony. Glad you could join us. Robin asked me how bad I think that storms are going to get tomorrow night. Robin, and looking at the latest thing here from Midwest Weather, looks like you're right on the northern edge of the yellow area, and I'm right on the border of Illinois and Wisconsin, and I'm kind of in the orange. So I don't know. Be prepared. That's all I can say. Okay, I'm done. Hi, Nikki. Nikki's here.
Well, maybe USAID was going to offer you some money, Cynthia. Probably better that you did turn it down. Michael Anthony, you are more than welcome to come and join us. I did send you a link, and Nikki, you are more than welcome to come and join us. I did send you a link, or at least let me make sure I'm not crazy tonight. And I thought I sent everybody links because I might not have sent, but I did send links. Yep, Nikki's right there. Let me come back over here and bring. Oh, come on! I hate when I got to do this that way. There it is. I know how to say goodbye, Bon Sour. I don't know how to say hello. I think you're muted.
No, it's the mic.
It's the mic.
Yeah,
it's always the mic.
It's always the mic. Yeah, that's all right. Dave had me muted at the beginning of the show, so don't feel bad.
It's bonjour.
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 Not bon sour.
Yeah.
Bon sour is good night. Bonjour is hello.
Yeah.
Oh, so he is right.
Okay. So it starts with bon. It starts with bon.
Bon. Yeah.
Okay. Each time, bon means good.
Okay.
So bonjour means good day.
Yep.
Bonsoir means good night.
Right.
Except bonjour is one word.
Right. Right.
Bonsoir is 2 words.
Right.
And then I put in bonjour mes amis. That means hello, good day, my friends. So,
and it really is bonsoir, SOUR, and I put in bonsoir,
no, it's SOIR.
SOIR, and I put in bonsour because
and that's become a running joke.
The U and the I are next to each other, and one night I hit the wrong key, so I hit the I key instead of the U, so it just
it's funny.
It's not in any way meant disrespectfully.
No, I none whatsoever. It's funny, actually.
Yeah. How is your father today?
He's good. He's still a little weak. He's not eating like he should. They prescribed him some appetite medication, and guess what?
What?
The insurance has to approve it.
Okay.
It's like this man never had a problem with an appetite. I can promise you that.
Yeah.
But he hasn't been eating regularly like he normally does, because you can't just fix him one plate. It's gonna be 2.5 or something.
Yeah.
But he's just he's weak, and it's making him nauseated, and he can't eat very much. So yeah, we're gonna see if the medication gets approved, then we'll see what happens. But he does have another UTI. They found out about the mass that they removed, and it was it was cancerous, but it was contained.
Yeah.
So it never spread. So they were able to remove the whole thing, and that's a good thing. Yeah. But then he's got to go through not chemo, but certain shots.
Okay.
Like, I don't remember how often. It has to go for like 6 weeks, like 2 a week, and and then for 6 weeks, and then they lay off for 3 weeks to give the shots a chance to work. Or I don't even know if it's a shot. I think it's up the wee wee medicine, and they cut off. Yeah, they clamp off. They clamp off the catheter and let the medicine take hold, and then for an hour or so, and then release it. And he's got to go through that shit for like 6 weeks, like twice a week.
Hurt.
Yeah. Well, it's not like it's his first rodeo.
Well,
he's had it. Yeah, he had that tumor removed that way, which took a big camera and instruments and everything you can imagine. So, yeah, he's not happy about it, but you got to do what you got to do, man.
Yep. That is very true.
Michael having a hard time getting on here, or what?
I'm not sure. I have got it. I had him connected. I had him connected,
he went
and then he
on, and then he went off, and then he went on, and then he went off.
There he is, Michael Anthony. What is? Well, I was asking what was in the skies, but he
there it goes.
He popped away again. But we'll try one more time if he comes in. Otherwise, I don't know what we.
If he comes on, Dave, I think the last time he was on here, he just left his camera off, and all you had was the W, whatever. So, that's fine.
Okay, Michael, are you here?
Nope.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know.
Damn internet.
I don't know.
I had a problem with my internet last night.
Internet thing, Facebook could be restreamed, not connecting with them. I don't know. I just try not to, try to do my best, try to get everybody connected on, and if I can, I can, and if I can't, I can't.
Yeah, I had internet problems last night. It was like I was talking and Jen said something, and all of a sudden I went poof. I was gone, and I finally got it up and running 5 minutes later or whatever. And Jen says, "Oh, there's Chuck. I hope I didn't upset him or something." And I said, "No, it was my internet. It just
Yeah. It was like me last night on Jerry's show at AMREB.
Yep.
They're. I found out what they're doing down the street. I hear all this heavy equipment and track hose and all and you get. I don't know why they're doing that with a track hose. You need to do that with a rubber tire front, hose. Because they're repairing a road, why run a track hoe down a road you're repairing? Because it's gonna fuck up the road. But they're jackhammering all over the place. Well, they screwed up and cut off the damn internet to the neighborhood, and I mean, stupid shit. So I heard it again today. Apparently, they were a little more careful today and didn't
Right.
shut off the electricity. Put it that way.
Or they finished digging up enough ground under the road that they can now bury whatever USAID is gonna, the ashes of whatever they burn.
Yeah,
Right.
I just wish they'd make their way in front of my house on the last street, well, one of the last streets on our end, and I live on Darrell Street. Well, they resurfaced every other road in the neighborhood except my little short stretch of road that goes in front of my house from stop sign to the next stop sign. Last time I remember this road getting resurfaced, I was a young teenager, and I'm 55. So yeah, there's nothing left to it. It's like white. There's no more asphalt. It's just white, and they keep repatching these old ass potholes, and then these
Right.
people drive like a bat out of hell, and soon as they put the asphalt in, these idiots that even the school buses around here drive with a busload of kids driving like maniacs. They barely stop for a stop sign, turning on a dime. I'm like, and they're just tearing it all up again.
Yep.
Jeez.
You got bad weather coming in down there tomorrow, Nikki?
Yeah, it's expected tomorrow morning, and then I think again on Saturday. More on Saturday.
Yeah, it seems like that system that's coming, it's starting down there or whatever, and just going right up the Mississippi River. And we're supposed to get hit with some pretty big winds up here tomorrow.
Yeah, we had like 11 mile per hour winds today, which was quite calm as to what we've been having. We've been having 20 to 30 recently, but it is what it is. Not a hurricane.
No, not a hurricane.
Yeah.
Don't want one of those anyway. Hurricanes are not fun.
No, no. I lived through my share of them down here in South Central Louisiana, not far from the coast, and yeah, they're not fun. Especially when they're hitting like August or somewhere around there, and it's hot as Hades, and then you're out of electricity for like 2 weeks.
No,
yeah. Oh yeah.
Now is this still Mardi Gras season up there, down there?
Well, it's over with now. Now we're Lenten season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Mardi Gras is the day after Mardi Gras, which is Ash Wednesday, is the
Okay.
beginning of the Lenten season.
Okay.
So, yeah, now everybody needs to act right and do good for a certain period of time, but
Right.
that's not, until Easter, and that's not going to happen. So,
Right. You
Right.
remember the only thing at McDonald's you can eat is a filet o fish burger
yeah, on Friday.
on Fridays. Yeah. Yeah.
If I'm going to go to hell for eating meat on a Friday, um, I'd have been there a long time ago because I'm Catholic, and
Yeah.
we just forget, and we like meat, and
Yep.
can only eat so much fish. I like fish. I like
Hey.
Michael Anthony. Did he
Yeah.
say?
Hey,
Michael Anthony
I can
joined us, and I'm
I can
glad.
hear him. Yep.
How
can
is the
hear me
weather?
now too.
How is the
I can hear
weather
you.
in Pennsylvania, Mr. Michael?
Well, they're spraying us with Sky cocktails as we speak.
Oh God, that's
Here in
part of it.
Wisconsin. Yep.
That's
Yep.
part of it.
It's been all day the last couple days. They don't want to let us have any natural weather. They're changing all the elements. As you see, the big warnings now coming across the mid state where dozens of tornadoes are expected and more devastations and heavy winds. And the warnings are
Yep.
at severe thunder and lightning and winds expect damages,
Yeah.
and when we see these patterns like this too occur, we're also seeing on radar these transitional patterns of now we're getting these little light clips that are coming across the radar screens, and it's like something is performing with them. So
Yeah.
technology is helping, and some of the weather forecasters are even talking about it. So I don't know. Do we say we're going to have another man-made event? Possibly, but the weather has been nice as far as mild and comfortable and some sun. But again, as soon as it starts to come out, shine, and persist, and you hear the birds, the sky cocktails start to ensue upon all that and just create that white, milky, favorite new color, white sky, not blue.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I got right now. Here. Yep.
Yep, I can see
Yep.
it. I can see
We
it's white.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
we
It's
get
the
a
No,
new
it
blue.
we get
I
a
sent you
sound.
a go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
Dave.
We get a
Okay. I
sound
sent you
off. Okay, you can. Chuck, you go ahead.
okay. I sent Michael a couple pictures yesterday from where the hell was I when I sent those?
Yeah, all those
On my
game
way.
pictures, man. What's up with that?
Yeah. Oh, that's just man. I'll tell you, you know what? They're just coating the sky with all this shit and
Right.
energizing it, and ahead of these storms. And that's yeah, you're right,
It's a
100%.
guidance program, weaponization, weather warfare. I mean, there's 100 names for it. Thank God for Dane Wiggins and the time that I spent being able to read his information and have discussions with some other people because everybody, when they thought I was nuts talking about this, many years ago, it's come to fruition in many ways. And I even made a post up, Mr. President, ground the drones. I mean, does he have that authority or does he not have that authority? I know I'm not saying anything can be cured in 6 weeks. It's not going to happen. But I mean, you would think that there are some number one priorities. And I think what we need to do is keep writing, keep sending messages to the White House, keep sending the RFK and anybody else of importance and everybody else of importance, but this is only one small fragment of the problem, but it is a huge problem, I mean, because if they allow this to continue, our harvest of fruit will be destroyed in the early spring. We will not have another year of produce, fruitful produce.
Yep, yep,
What do you think,
yeah.
Nikki? Are you seeing it up there?
Not really. Not really down here in Louisiana. I hear actual jets because my house, ironically, I'm waiting for a crop duster to just run right into my house. But I'm in the federal flight zone, and they fly over my everything flies over my house, one way
East
or
to
the
west.
other.
East to west. Yeah.
West to east, east to west.
East.
Well, let's go west. The east to west, they
Yeah.
come over my house. West to east, they go across the highway a few blocks away. So it's
Yeah.
not
Oh
far.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I see the jet planes, I hear the jet planes, and I see their smoke trail. So I know it's a jet because I can hear it.
Yeah.
They're not
Right.
spraying shit. But no, and the crop dusters, they do what they gotta do around here because they raise all kind of different crops and all this stuff. But these things fly at just above tree level. And I mean, right over my house, and I'm like, oh, one of them's gonna take a dump right in the middle of my damn house,
Yeah.
because it's
Now,
happened,
what
you
we're
know,
talking about, Nikki, is if you see a jet
chemtrails.
a contrail. Yeah, there's a difference between
Yeah,
contrail and chemtrail. Yeah.
yeah, I know exactly.
Contrail will disappear within 5 minutes, or
Yeah, it'll dissipate. Yeah, I know exactly what y'all are talking about.
Okay.
The
Okay.
chemtrails just linger around and disperse all over the damn place.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's true, but it also depends upon what they're delivering and how they're delivering it, because it has different impacts. We even have what's called skip trails now that we're starting to see, and almost like as if it's a what do you call a coding? Like they're trying to code to us some type of information where it works, it quits, it works, it quits, it works, it quits.
Yep.
And you would say that, okay, it ran out, it's got to go back, it's got to reload, or whatever, or the tank's empty, we have to switch, because they're using several different means of technology, old as well as very new modern technologies of how to do this. And you can also see light. They start a lot of times with a very light vapor, and it looks like a misty white where you still see the blue in the morning after this stuff pushes off from the air front. And then you see it get heavier through the day, or you see lines being, performed in the direction of where the sun is radiating down. So they follow that as it travels through the United States from the East Coast to the West Coast. And they do that because of the time elements, of the difference in time elements, one being 3 hours ahead, the other one's being 3 hours to 6 hours once you enter into the UK, etc., and further. So you have these time. Look, this is really a lot of information that people need to deep dive more just in what I'm saying. But they're, again, they are using different styles of weapons when they do it. It's true. And if it's just silver, it's actually diverting. So if they're using silver and silver, what happens with that is you do get a deflection in the sun, and you'll feel a change in the atmosphere as far as temperature, as well as you'll start to see an increase of winds coming out of nowhere. Yep. So it really takes, what people need to really do if they really want to educate themselves is spend a good month researching and bombing your mindset into accepting the knowledge of how this system works since World War II. And it's been around since then. We even we had to leave a lot of equipment once before behind because it rained so bad on what we did. We had all our equipment sunk. All our heavy military equipment just sunk. It was like a Pearl Harbor that we caused ourselves event. Right. But as they learned and as it progressed and as it got bigger, and when I was a kid, maybe like 10 years ago, that's 60 years ago, well, a little less than 60 years ago, I used to remember planes going up and they would put up like SOS. They would do things that were like kind of decorative, but that was early experimentation of how they could do things to make it last versus how they could get it to vaporize. So when you mix the two together, that's called the cloud seeding. The vaporization, which also causes crystallization. So if you have a 20-degree day and they do it heavy, you'll wind up with a 10-degree day with wind chill factors, then start to make it more brutal and chillified, and that brings it down to like 0, when the natural temperature is probably closer to 30 untouched.
Yeah, man. And Michael, going back a little bit with what you say, they spray in spurts.
Yeah,
It's
skip
like
drill. Skip drill, yeah.
Well, what's that thing with the tick 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 tick? What's
Morse
that?
code.
Morse code.
Yeah.
So you think that's
It might be one of the good guys up there trying to say, go inside, put on a mask. I don't know. Because, even Trump in one of his statements when he was talking about autism, he says, I don't understand it. It used to be 1 in 2,000. Now it's 1 in 34 that have it. Yeah. He says, we got to look into it. I mean, maybe they're spraying something. And he actually said that. And he only said that a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
Yeah, I heard that.
Knows what's going on. The A-team knows what's going on. Team America is very aware. But it's just, again, we have so many issues. So many divisions. Now we have protesters. There, again, something else to keep us busy as a distraction as they're doing other things. They're not going to go anywhere. They're not. They're going to keep doing this shit.
Yeah,
2016, 2020, all over again.
Yeah, and like this now, Mahood Khalil or whatever his name is, they got protesters all over the place saying, free Mahood, free. It's a damn terrorist.
Right.
I mean, come on, people.
Right. Well, look at the people in Washington representing us. They're half terrorists too.
Well,
I think anybody that wants to,
or they occupied in our own Congress and Senate.
Yeah, and Trump called Schumer a Palestinian or whatever he called it. Like, that's
Dave,
great.
go ahead. Dave,
probably has something to do with his boy toy.
Yeah.
Dave, what did you were going to say something?
I was going to ask Michael not to change the subject, but I'm curious what his thoughts are about the bonfire at USAID.
Which one? There's been many. I mean, it's falling apart. What we do have left is going to go to departments of states who will then start to function, monitor for proper accordance of giving, what our tax dollars could be good for, and still support for the better things, not the lies and the walletizing and the kickbacks. So you're going to have a loss of about 80 to 85%, which is good loss. Bringing back the billions that are actually going to give us checks back through things that are going to happen. It's like I said months ago, don't be surprised if everything happens from Musk and Doge and everything else that's going on, that something's not going to come back and help everybody's wallet. I guarantee you that is going to happen. And not just because I said it months ago, I saw it because I knew instantly if they were to recuperate this money, it doesn't belong to the government. It belongs to the people.
Yep.
It's all about the people. So some will benefit maybe more than others. I don't know how they're going to dictate on how much they will put out, but hopefully everyone will get a nice something, and they should without that. Then it may get banked into another time as a treasury deposit for people if we ever go through some type of catastrophic scenario again. Because if you were to give billions of dollars away, it would basically also shut down the economy. But if you do it in moderation, it will enhance the economy. It will flourish. People who couldn't buy steaks and bought hot dogs will go get a steak because they can willfully go do it. They can pay their mortgage. They can pay rent. All these things can happen. If you overdo it, you'll kill the exercise of America and the growth of America because no one will work. If everyone was to get $1 million and the capabilities of that happening with the amount of money coming in, is that great? But what will you do to America then? You'll destroy America. And Trump's not going to allow that because we can only prosper as a society and humanity if we do what we need to do right to keep the wrong from ever becoming, the right ever becoming wrong again. Because we need ethic. We need stability. We need structure. And let's face it, from the beginning of time, there's always been a leader, whether a world leader or a leader in the kingdom. When has man not have one? They always have. But so I would say this: I think everyone's going to be really happy on everything that I know and I understand of it, but they can never give too much, because if they do, people will just not come out to work. They get too much, they're going to go buy a car, they're going to buy another house, they're going to go sit on the beach, they're going to utilize all the money while nobody's working.
Yep. Randy Rhodes brought up an interesting comment on it. Any refunds goes only to those who file taxes this year. I read it was anyone who makes $40,000 a year or less may not get it, because they don't believe that an income of 40,000 or less pays much taxes, if any taxes, and that this should only go to taxpayers. What have you heard on that regard?
Well, I wouldn't say that I heard things on it, but I have learned a few things on it. Okay, first let's cap it at 450,000. There's a cap there because tax capitals go up before anything over 450,000 for a married couple. And then as you come down the ladder, like around 150,000, that's when you're going to see the more significant breaks. Now, when Trump said, hey, we're going to help everybody out on Social Security, seniors no longer have to pay taxes on it. That's exactly what you're landing on right there. We already don't, if you really think about it. But we do.
Right,
it depends if you have an offset. If your wife works, you're filing jointly. These are where the scenarios come in. There's nothing about a $40,000 yet that I'm aware of that has any substantial truth to it. So people are hearing things. TikTok, people are coming up with a lot of things of conclusions of how they see it, what's going to happen. The truth is this: everybody under $150,000 will be acknowledged. Once you start getting over that tax bracket to 450, there'll be a reduction, somewhat of a reduction. So what you're going to have is actually a monopoly here. What Trump needs to do is clear all the offsetting in Social Security, so workman's comp and Social Security don't kill each other and take your money away from you by doing it on $2 of every dollar, etc., as they do it. He needs to look into these scenarios, and that's where I come in, trying to push notes to Washington to say, hello, wake up. Because what you're offering to people sounds like gravy, but it's hogwash, and you know it is, because these people here, 50% of them don't even file income tax no more. Well, but when it comes down to this, more importantly, no man will be left behind. Everyone will receive something, including the ones who don't deserve to have it for what they're doing. But they will be the first ones to also have their hands out to receive it.
Yeah. Now let me tell you something. My mom and dad.
What do you think, Nikki?
I'm going to tell you. I was chiming in.
I'm glad.
My dad just received a check from Social Security for over $6,400 out of nowhere. Well, he was civil servant, police officer, retired police officer, and Trump said there was a bill that he passed that that these people should have never paid these taxes on their Social Security or whatever, so we're going to refund it back. Well, it came in on a Friday or a Thursday, and my mom was like, she checked her account and she's like, we got a $6,400 plus deposit into our account. She's like, I don't know what the hell that could be. So she's all nervine about it and all this bullshit. So finally, she called the bank once running hours after the weekend, and the bank said it's from Social Security. So that's exactly what Trump promised. They're paying back civil servants all of the taxes on their Social Security that they took out all these years, and Trump mentioned that, and he said that they're going to get paid a lump sum, and it was $6,400 and something dollars. So it's verified that that's exactly what it is. So Trump's doing what he said he's going to do.
Right. And
Yeah.
that's only one part of it. That's why you've got to be careful on what you're hearing out there. And I've heard a few stories like you just shared. Thank you for confirming it, because that's validation for everybody to know about. But there's other things coming. There are other things coming. And you know what the truth of the matter is, even though Social Security was beneficial in ways to some, it didn't beneficiate everyone. Because if you think about it, if you had that $6,400 25, 30 years ago, Nick, and you put it into some kind of even a 2% interest, you would have triple
Yes.
that right now, even though 2% is shit.
Easy.
Compound.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
compounds. It
Yeah.
compounds. If you let
Yeah.
it lay there, it rolls over. But remember, that's how the federal government gets you then. Even if you were to invest that money, they would have been taxing you on the interest that you collected interest on.
Yes.
So, you know, this is where and why it's so big and so disgraceful. We need to kill this whole taxation program, and he needs to reformat it to where it has a better type of structure. And we will
Yeah.
always support our country because we're true patriots. But again, for what he's doing, he's the most patriotic that we'll ever have in the president's seat that we will ever in our lifetime, period. Because this is going to flip a switch, even though many things are going to take a lot more time than people are willing to wait for. Because people just felt like, oh my God, we're in, we voted, it worked. And that is great. That is greatness. The point being, though, above that is the war is just taking a different halftime effect. And now we have to really start to the exposing and stay strong in it while to get him through this, and hope to God that Trump also puts good security teams around every one of Team America within the administration of the White House. We need to keep these people alive so they can bring the other side down.
Michael, can you read the comments or no?
Actually, my big screen's not on tonight.
All right. Jane O'Malley had a question, and
Hi,
she
Jane.
said, Will Trump do what he said about people aged 18 to 59 years old will have to work, and those 60 and over can work? Oh, there, Dave's got it up on the screen if you can see that. I don't know. You know, they can work if they want to, but don't have to. He said 60 years old should be able to retire if they want. Have you heard anything about that?
Well, it's been talked about in many different ways. I don't know everything about it, but he's trying to bring it back to what it once was. Because every time you turn around, it was 60, it was 62, it was 65, it was 66, then it was 67 and a half. I mean, from cradle to grave, they don't want you to get the money because they stole a lot of the money. There was a lot of reasons why they were doing what they were doing, and they were depleting Social Security, just like Medicare and a lot of the other things that they were doing. These people are criminals. They're thieves. They're worse than a mafia. But the point is this. I don't know if there will be a new structure cutoff date. I can't say that. We would have to talk to the head of Social Security or wait for Trump to say something or read more on an executive order that describes why he's signing this into place, into law, and what it will mean. But 18 to 59, I get that, because you know what? We're only living to 60, between 60 and 80. And that's why he was attacking them. It's not, the people aren't staying alive to 360 years old because of med beds, although they may help people if you have the money. And we see the ones that do have the money are treated with these beds. They do exist, but they don't do what a lot of these other people are saying these beds can do. What we do know is with RFK in there, we're going to find out a lot more, just like with ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine and vegetables, and going back to the real seeds of vegetation and vegetables, not this bullshit GMO crap that they've developed that took all the naturalization out of a product that was essential for your body and now filled it with a bunch of garbage that's going to grow, and you're going to ingest it. It might taste like it, but it has no health benefit to you. Him doing this, I would say, plays a level line and balance, and that's what he's looking to do. Again, I can't validate some of these things. I just can't. I mean, my head's filled with so much stuff. Can't you hear it in my voice and how fast I talk and how much I'm trying to give you as fast as I can? It's because there's just that much. It's an overwhelming abundance for everybody. And I wish I could tell you more. I can't, but I do see it.
Okay. Yeah, I have 10% taken out of my Social Security just in case, because I didn't want to, have the unfortunate thing of having to pay at the end of the year. But
I did
and
that
I
with
can afford,
dependents.
and I can
I did
afford to
that with
do that.
dependents. I
Yeah.
always had high dependents, so they took more, and I hope that everything through tax and Social Security was coming out ahead for me somehow.
Right. But
Yeah.
then again, we're giving the government more money to waste. But
Waste, fraud, and abuse. There you go. You have it.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yep.
Bam.
And,
Thank you.
and someone in my situation that I worked since I was 13 years old. I'm 55 now. So I worked for 41 years of my life. And then my previous employer just said, we're making changes in the company and you're no longer needed. So I paid Social Security all that damn time. And I'm only 55. But I have back problems and all kind of shit. I could barely walk. So uh, I don't know if I could fulfill a work requirement. Thankfully,
Yeah.
right now, I had a retirement plan that I could rely on that gave me a good chunk of change. But
Well, there are programs out there through Social Security like Healthy Beginnings and Go Back to Work that will support you. And if you go back and you're unsuccessful, they have to automatically give you anything or your benefits back. You don't lose them. You just got to make sure that you sign within the right documents, having the right counselor in front of you when you sit at the desk saying, wage me my benefits as to what is most purposeful for me and how will it benefit me. And if I can't produce, if it becomes more of a health issue to me, where do I stand with it? What is the procedure to get back on? These things do exist out here. The problem is, like the comment that came up saying, I lost my Social Security, I had to go back to work. There were things being put in place where there were pressures where doctors had to sign over and X you off Social Security. It was just like a vaccination program. Okay. And I'm just going to say it like it was no different. There was no prejudice. It was against everybody. If you came within that time and your 5-year reinvestigation came up, you were automatically thrown into that cattle wagon. You were part of that system to be thrown off. That's the way it is. However, if your doctors made a very good determination as to why you should not be on it any longer, then again, there are good people, bad people on both sides illustrating good and bad things.
Yep.
Yep.
And Jane O'Malley just commented, what about those that passed away before their time? Where's that money?
Yeah, well, it's not theirs anymore.
Thrown out the window.
Well, I mean, unless Trump gave it back to the family somehow. But look, the biggest thing is he doesn't want to totally get rid of anything Social Security because it's going to have benefits to people who may get hurt on the job that need the disability benefit. It may not pay for everything in life, but $1 is better than a penny. So he's going to try to do whatever he can. But I think he's going to change the element of how that exists. And I think also you might see an expectance of money that belongs to the people now coming back to the people might also start to get put in, matching like dollar for dollar to keep the Social Security fund getting bigger instead of depleting.
Yeah,
right.
And
you
have the Democrats. You have the Democrats bloating that the Republicans are canceling. They're going to get rid of Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security, all this bullshit. No, those programs are automatically funded via different subsets of money. So that has nothing to do with a continuing resolution or anything like that. And Schumer now wants to shut down the government. Well, shut it down, Schumer.
Yeah.
Shut it down.
Yeah, that's
He's
just like Jane. You know, she asked that question. Sorry, Dave, don't want to interrupt you, but I got it on my mind right now.
No, go ahead.
She asked
Go ahead.
she asked
Go ahead,
about
Chuck.
those that passed away. Where does their money go? Okay, situation. I retired from Frito 7.5 years ago, and had the option. I could take a lump sum buyout or get a monthly retirement check. I chose the bulk sum because I'm very good with my money, and if I took the retirement monthly check, 2 months later down the road, I have a heart attack, I die, the company wins.
Right.
It's all
I have
gone.
to take none of it. Yeah,
Yeah,
gone.
and a
Yeah,
good
No
example of
no
that is what
kids
happened
on.
to the 401ks in the last few decades. How many times have they failed, depleted, went to nothing? And when you went into your, retirement fund under your 401k, things that were worth $30,000, $40,000 went to like $10,000 to $14,000. Who made all the
Yep.
money?
yeah.
The guys investing for you because they deducted your money every
Yeah.
month that they were making for you. And at the end, where did your and these people act like they don't know how to invest your money? They didn't see AI coming, but I did. A stupid layman like me, a citizen of the United States, not an educated one of the United States, no training to any of this. And I saw through that. I mean, geez, it's common. Again, comes back to the balance of common sense. Take
Yeah,
your money and run. Otherwise, it may not be there.
that's what I did, Michael. My 401k when I got terminated. Well, I wasn't given an option. I could have put the money, I guess, somewhere else. But the last year that I worked, I lost under Biden over $100,000 in my 401k.
Yeah, it was set up to be like that.
Yep.
Just like
So
just like Obama and 9/11 and some of the other crises. And where did they put the money? Not into the people, into the banks who were actually stealing the money, which they took the money to steal because they already had the money. They
yep,
weren't failing. They just made the paperwork look like it had something of truth to it.
yep. And then when I got terminated, and then my 401k company said, "Hey, what are you gonna do now? You got to do something with this money." And I said, "Well, I just, I lost over $100,000 already." So then I thought about it. I said, "I'm pulling it out, you know, and I would have had, well, I pulled out $485,000. Now think about it. I had lost $100,000 in that year. So and then because 401k is pre-tax, so then the federal government comes after your ass, and then the state comes after your ass. Now I also had a Roth 401k that's post-tax, so you couldn't get taxed anymore on that one. But they raped my ass for damn near $200,000 out of all that.
Yeah, it's just like an inheritance.
Yep.
So they set it up to just take it away
Yep.
from you. They get all this interest off it.
Plus a
but
penalty,
they-
a 10% penalty for early withdrawal, because you have to be a certain age
Yeah.
to start withdrawing. So yeah, they hit me for like 40% of my shit, and it was like $185 or $195,000 in taxes I had to pay.
Well, when you have a system that can work for the system for them, that's how it works. Social Security is the same thing. You can actually retire at 60 or 62. You just lose a lot of your benefit money. If you wait to 67, you get the full cap. If you don't, you lose money. That's exactly what you went through the exact same way. They use the exact same structure, just like Obamacare, who wrote it for them, how it works. And, it's commonalities within everything of the structure. It's to take from us all. And so, all right, now we have a new beginning, and all we can do is work as hard as we can to help change it. Use your voice, and do the best you can on your research and the information to keep people aware, because a lot of bullshit is still existing out there, and they are the ones responsible for the ghetto media, and they are the ghetto media.
Yep.
Yep. I'm going to put you on the spot, Michael, for a moment.
Yep.
Who do you see in Washington at the White House after Trump? And I'm only going to preface your answer by saying maybe I haven't seen enough out of J.D. Vance, but what I have seen really doesn't impress me that he's the Republican I want to vote for.
Well, get used to him, because that's who you'll see.
Yep. Dave, you're wrong.
David, he's really doing a lot. I mean, you have to research where he's going, what he's saying, how he's acknowledging things, how he's standing up for the United States. He's being legendary in his own way. I don't know what you're seeing. And maybe if you could send me what you're seeing, I'll weigh a different verdict on it. But everything that I see from the beginning of where, from November 5th and all the way through having Zelensky in the White House office, he's a man of integrity, and he's going to stand up for the American people. Where the one that I would have a little bit of speculation on is the little double-edged sword is Speaker Mike. And I have my own reasons for that, but I'm trying to still draw a better conclusion, because one day he'll come out with an analogy one way or testimony that makes sense on something he witnessed or experienced or seen within his realm of being number 3, and what his abilities of being the third biggest party in the United States of a position of leadership. Then you see him do good. Or he talks about God and the God element and the factors of bringing back what people want to have, Christianity and so forth. So he's supporting things across the border. But at the same time, if you get under his skin on all this other stuff that we've witnessed and we have lived through the past 4 years plus, many pluses, he speaks on it, and he speaks loudly. I think, again, remember, he's only the vice president. He doesn't hold the primary seat. And he is working with all of the other Team America people, of all the new agency people, Bondi and Nome and everybody that's now coming in that has a war to wage on the crisis that we just lived through. And maybe that's why you're not seeing enough of him.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I say, Dave, we're only a month in. Let's give it some time.
Right.
52 days or whatever it happened. 52, 55 days. But I think J.D. Vance, he's spot on. These stupid ass reporters try to catch him in something, and he just rapes them.
He won't have it. Yep.
He rapes them every time, and they're like, he did it again, because they didn't come prepared. J.D. Vance is a smart man. He's not an idiot.
Yeah.
Hey, Michael.
Yo,
Michael, I just wanted to thank you for coming on, because Dave and I were discussing earlier, what the hell are we going to talk about for the next hour and a half? You come in here with all this information, and we thank you. Both of us thank you. Nikki thanks you. But
I read so much, but naturally, like I never do. I didn't write any of it down, and I knew as soon as the red light on the mic went on, I'd forget everything except maybe a few good things like we talked.
Yeah, thank you for coming on for sure. Yeah.
I'm glad you were here tonight, Michael.
I'm being me. I could have come up with some stupid crap.
Well, no, I'm glad you're here too.
Stupid crap to talk about, but because I think about things that make no sense, and I lie awake at night and my mind just twirls, and I think about things, and then by the next day I forget about it because it's something that I want to mention on the show, and then I forget about it. You know,
Well, remember last night, Nicky. Remember, I told you if you're in the kitchen or whatever, and you got to go into the living room for something, and you go in there, and all of a sudden, poof! It's like, why did I come in here?
yeah,
I told you, you ran
yeah,
into an alien, and they erased your memory, so you wouldn't know
yeah,
about them.
and
Yep.
it's and I don't drink milk, but I've done it, but well, I used to when I was a kid. I'd put milk in the Cocoa Puffs, and it had to be chocolate or flavored because I don't drink milk. But you go get the gallon of milk out the refrigerator, and then you pour your bowl of cereal, and then you put the milk in the cabinet, and I'm like, and then somebody else comes behind you and figures out why the hell's the milk in the cabinet? You know, it's
Well,
brain
yeah,
fart.
we all get those brain farts. We do things sometimes that we don't understand why. Memory loss elapses that happen. I mean, yeah, I've even had a few myself, like I get word on something that I did was like, just like you're describing. I think it's in this time now where we are. There is a huge sense of social anxieties that are conflicting with normality, even in our own minds. So, in the future, keep a tablet and pencil around to write your ideas down, your thoughts, or make sure you take your medicine on time. Because things like that can wage into problems. And again, one of the psychological war events was to put you in this place, you know?
Now,
And
Yeah,
then you
wasn't it
have
one
to
of
worry
the
about the radiation transmissions that also transmit thoughts and processes. People don't think this shit's real. It's way real. Look into the military project and patents. You'll find out that we own all this stuff, and so they have these capabilities. Some people think they go into the forest and they're seeing Bigfoot, but you know what's in the forest? We have radiational tires that work the weather up there, who also sends false signals out that can penetrate your head into your mind and make you have experiences. But one of the bigger things is when it comes to missing that nobody talks about, like, wait, where are all these people going? And we can definitely, come to a lot of conclusions. But is when you allow the cartel to go into national parks and grow certain materials, and drugs, of course, people are going to, if they come across something like that, they're going to go missing because the cartel doesn't take pity on anybody's. I'm sorry, I'll never tell anybody. That doesn't work. You're dead, period. That's the way it works. That's the agreement they made with our own government.
yep.
Who put them here to do this shit?
Cartel will cut your head off, put it in an ice chest, throw it across the border, and keep your body on their end.
Yeah, they
That's what
believe
the
it. They
cartels do.
believe in the way their ancients did it. Exactly what you described. Take their head, sacrifice them. We don't care. No words leave this mountaintop. But it's true. I mean, there's all kind of environmental things going on out there that they have. Look, this was the big plan for the 2030 to get it to the point of you couldn't walk outside and fart, and they would have known about it.
Oh yeah, definitely. And
yeah
God forbid
Nick,
Trump goes out and farts, and they're gonna put him up for treason or something.
Right.
yeah
You know,
Right.
yeah
And they're
Nicky
and they're
Mike
trying their damnedest already.
yeah,
Nick, Nicky, Michael's right though. Just kind of keep a little tablet of paper or whatever and pencil with you, and when you think about something, write it down. It might look stupid, but that's how a lot of our great
yeah,
music came about. Is
yeah. And
people had that come into their mind and they wrote it down and got a good song
I'm
out of it.
glad you said that because I lay asleep and then I make up and I can't play a tune. You know, I can't carry a tune in my pocket, so to speak.
Yeah.
But I can remember waking up and saying, "Man, I just made a good song." I was
Mhm.
singing the entire song while I
Yeah.
was dreaming,
Hmm.
and it was a good song. And I'm like, "Oh man." But good, too bad I didn't wake up to. But if I'd have
Write it
woke
down.
up, I'd have broke up the song, so I'd have never got to the end of it.
Yeah.
You
But
know?
it's the thought that counts, you know.
Yeah. And it's other stupid crap while you're sleeping and dreaming nonsense. You know, most dreams are never remembered, but some are impactful on you where you wake up and you go take a piss and then you come back to bed and you continue to dream. You know,
Yeah.
I do that very often, and you know, and it's crazy how that works. You know how the mind works, and then I think about things like, why do they name things certain things? No, one of the the craziest things, one of the first ones I ever thought about was a truck. Why they call it a truck? You know, I mean, think about it. Like a
Well, why
pickup
don't they?
truck.
What else
Yeah,
could it be?
yeah.
So if you
That's
teach people that, it becomes it. That's the reality to it. That's what's manifested.
yeah. But it always amazed me it amazes me who came up with the words.
Yeah, the language, right? Gotcha.
Yeah, to
Well, it
name a
wasn't. It
truck a
wasn't the
truck.
human race.
No,
Everything was
probably
handed
not.
to us. Truthfully, everything was handed to us. Man could not have did what they just did, what we all been prepared and conditioned for in the same way.
Dave, we can't hear you.
Yeah, it's like that little bug, an earwig. Who named that?
Because they crawl in people's ears.
The little thing with the pinchers on
Yeah.
the ass.
Yeah. That's where they got that from. I mean, honestly, that's what I read about.
Really?
Yeah,
I
so they
never researched
figured
it.
the best way to suit it was to do it like that. Now Dave's readjusted. Maybe Delilah's climbing on him.
Now, I
Yeah.
tell you what, I got bit. I was a young kid and I was allergic to all insects, and I got bit by a handful of earwigs just playing in the grass. And my hand swole up, and I was like, you bastards. So it
Oh, they
was an
hurt.
that will sting the shit out of you. And it was immediate what you call that stuff that
It's pain. It's called pain, Nikki.
no, the medication.
Oh. Benadryl?
Benadryl.
Okay.
Had to take Benadryl to stop that crap. Like a wasp. I mean, if I get bit by a wasp, I'm going straight to the hospital. Because it will kill me. I'm that allergic to a wasp.
Did you get it fixed, Dave? Dave, did you get it fixed?
He's
Dave,
talking, but
talk to
we
us.
got the mic.
Apparently not. No sound, Dave.
He's looking to get everything but you guys.
Yeah. I think he can hear us, but I don't think his microphone's working yet. But
yeah,
he'll be back.
Again.
We'll be back after a short break. This is Boogie with the Bull.
Yeah.
Thursday night with Dave Glover.
Okay.
There.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He had to move his position. I get it. Hey, look, guys, thanks for having me in. I'm going to take off. It was fun.
Thank you, Michael.
All right.
Thank
Have a
you
great
very
night,
much.
everyone.
Yeah.
Stay
safe.
All right.
Stay safe.
Michael.
All right. Well, Dave, that filled up a little bit of time there for you.
It did. It really did. And I apologize. I have either a bad USB port or I have a bad mic cord again. And it keeps acting up and it goes out. And it creates all kinds of trouble. But anyway, we are kind of wrapping. We are kind of coming up on the 8:30.
Dave, it's a short between the chair and the keyboard.
Yeah, right here.
Hey, Dave, the thing is if you see us going like this, that means we can't hear you. Okay.
I know. But the problem was I ended up
That never fails, right, Nikki?
Yeah. Technical difficulties. Always.
All right. He's saying we're going to cut out here. So I guess you and I can kind of talk for him there, Nick. Go ahead.
Yeah. I want to thank everyone for coming to Boogie with the Bull Uncensored. Thanks, everyone. Michael Anthony for finally showing up. Chuck. Thank Dave for inviting me. I'm Nick. And everybody in the chat, thanks for coming. And bon sour.
Okay. And everybody just remind.
That's my word.
He's back.
Shut up.
Okay.
Shut up.
I was just going to tell everybody. I was just going to tell everybody, Dave, about your Friday Red Shirt Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern time on Friday. Are you still going to do that tomorrow?
We are, provided the mic wants to work. Yes.
Okay. And then also that Boogie with the Bull is on Tuesday and Thursday night at 7 p.m. Right? Tuesday and Thursday. Yeah, today's Thursday. Okay. So, hey, everybody, thanks for coming. It was a good show. It turned out very well. And so with that, I'm going to bid everybody a good night. Everybody stay safe. Anybody in the path of those storms coming through the Midwest the next couple days, and it's all moving east, be careful. It's nothing to mess around with. So keep your weather radios on and stay alert and just be safe. We want to see you back here again. You chatters, you mean a lot to us here in the on the panel here. So hang tight, everybody. Let's go for a ride.
Stay safe and sanitary.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. I'll get right on that, Nick.
Yeah, that's important.
All right, bye. Bye-bye.
All right. Bonsoir. Later, Dave.
Really pay attention, sliding it out like I'm supposed to. I really should get a headset with the mic built into it, but we're working on that. So I apologize for the mic errors. Again, we'll play with a backup cord that I have tomorrow and see if that's any better. But anyway, like Chuck was saying, 10 a.m. tomorrow morning on the Dave Golden profile here on Facebook, over on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel is Red Friday Morning Caffeine. We talk about the men and women of the United States military and how we should support them every day, whether they are out in the world and not just here in the United States, but we should respect them here in the United States as well, because they have a very important job. Anyway, so wear something red, and we will be here at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Usually it's Randy Rhodes and I, Chuck Cook, if he is welcome or available. I mean, he is always welcome to drop in and join us. So you will see us for that. There might be a Saturday morning Boogie with the Bull, provided I can figure out the mic issue and get it taken care of between now and then. So I will let you know more about that. I do wish everybody a good night, those in the live chat, for putting up with all the hassle that I'm having with Mike tonight, Chuck Cook, Randy Rhodes, Jane O'Malley, Robin Brunson, Tina Scott, Larry Burns made us truly international because he's in Canada. Tina Scott is always welcome. And as I said, Cynthia Wilder, who's a new admin in the We Need Patriots group. So if you're in the group, you'll see her there. And if you're not in the group, then go see her there. Jimmy Collins, you're always welcome. And I think that just about covered everything. I'm going to scroll back down to the bottom because it said Randy Rhoads has not gotten his voice back completely from being sick, so he will not be there tomorrow morning. So it will be me and maybe Chuck Cook if he's around, or anyone else who wants to come on and talk. So I'll grab some morning news that we can talk about as well. Or come to the live chat and bring in morning news. I'm only going to do it as long as the mic is going to act like it should tomorrow. It appears that